everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing explanations for the 43rd hexagram in I-Ching called breakthrough. The reason it's called breakthrough is based on the image of the hexagram, because the external triagram is lake and the internal triagram is heaven. So it has this image of a lake sitting above heaven. Lake hoards a lot of water inside. So it's simplifying a concentration of energy or resources at a high point that is not evenly distributed to everybody. It's similar to like the top 1% of society having unproportional wealth or resources available versus being fairly distributed across for everyone. So in this case, it calls for breakthrough, removing this blockage so this higher up water can fall and benefit, it turns into rain and benefit everybody. And it's actually one of the 12 trending hexagram in I-Ching, corresponding to the month of April in the solar term system. So that's also a transitional time from spring to summer. It benefits from rain for all the new crops to grow healthily. So it also has the same meaning of evenly distributing resources in a natural way so everybody can benefit from it. But with that said, breaking through has ingrained risk associated with it. Similar to a river, it keeps on growing and growing and building it up. Once this buildup of energy and water becomes so great, it will flow and become a flood. So how do you control this flood? If you're not careful and ill-prepared, it might actually turn into a natural disaster and harm everybody. So the wisdom of this breakthrough hexagram is actually teaching us the how. How do you do the breakthrough? Challenge this uneven distribution so that you can ensure a successful outcome. The how also actually lies in this hexagram because it's saying externally you need to do the lake attitude, which is more enjoyable, relaxed, not aggressive or confrontational head to head. I'm actually taking more like a softer approach. It's like I'm playing Tai Chi with you, turning the opponent's force into my own use. That's the ideal first step. If you try that and it's not working, then you take the heaven approach, which is pure yang energy of decisively removing this barrier. So it's like do the softer approach first, be kind, follow the kind of courteous and moral standard rule, announce your purpose in public, let everybody know you're doing it for the right cause, and then do it in a very amiable, friendly, collaborative way. Try to convince the opponent to back down themselves. Try that first. If it's not successful, then be very decisive and forceful to just put them down right away. It's like removing weeds. If you're not removing all the roots firmly, it'll just grow back anytime soon. So it's about decisively be aggressive when the time is ready, when the time comes. So that's the how of doing breakthrough. And looking at individual lines, the first one is actually a negative one because you're only strong in the toes. You're not strong in the rest of your body. You're not ready yet. You're either lacking competency or resources, whatever, to fight with the guy above. You know you won't be successful and you're still foolishly rushing into action. You're just gonna have self-incurred harm and danger. So this one has this rash advancement without careful preparation meaning towards it. So if you land on this line, do the opposite. Calm down, don't take action yet. Prepare yourself first. You're just not ready. The second line is kind of a neutral one, so no harm. Even though you're kind of surrounded by a lot of hidden danger. For example, a burglar might rob your house at night, or somebody might stab you in the back, not super visibly, you might not know who it is. It has this connotation of hidden or indirect attack. So in that case, you're still overall in the lower stage. You need to focus on self-preservation rather than aggressively attacking. So in this case, it's really emphasizing on being careful, exercising supreme caution. Try that first. That should be able to reduce your danger to a controllable amount. However, if you still incur some sort of a harm from those hidden sources or behind the scene people, then try to do it in a conversational way first. Explain your why. Talk it through with the other person. Try to kind of turn them around without incurring the danger of fighting with them heads on. Because if you choose to directly go head to head with them into a conflict, you might actually lose a lot of energy and incur harm for yourself. The third one is an interesting one because this is the ending stage of the inner trigram yang, meaning that I have this energy and rush. I just want to move. That's my nature. Not super refined or kind of strategy wise. It just you see what you get type of person. And it also has this natural corresponding relationship because 3rd and 6th are both the ending stage of the inner and outer trigram, right? So it bounded with the target you're trying to attack. So it has this meaning of I want to go tackle it by myself, do it alone, rather than harnessing the energy of the rest of the 4 yang lines who share the same interest with me. And this person is so obvious, like I'm so angry, I have this energy, I want to attack you. You read it all over your face rather than being hidden, and so you leak your plan ahead of time. That's what's attracting your danger in the beginning. Your target sees your intent on your face, so they were gonna set along all kinds of traps along the way to stop you. So that's why you will experience stagnation, pushbacks, hurdles, or some sort of a setback. And of course, emotionally, you'll be mad and have some sort of anger along the way. So that's the process part. But the result part is because you didn't get scared by their tactics, and you still choose to move forward with this great bravery. And relatively speaking, you have more resources and readiness than the 1st and 2nd line. So you might end up being in a kind of a neutral, no harm, no gain result because of that. So it's kind of like you're trying to undertake a great calling with a lot of risk associated with it. It's making any type of change or movement require kind of collaterals along the way. There might be harm or damage, but in the end, you will be able to achieve a neutral kind of beneficial result. The 4th one is a bad one again because this is 3rd and 4th are both in this transitional position. It's not stable. So this guy is like a yang line sitting in the yin position. Super lack of your own opinion on what to do. You hear somebody tells you this, somebody tells you that, you're wishy-washy and very hesitate to make up your mind. And because of that, even though somebody might tell you the right advice, you just choose to not listen to it and still do a stupid thing. That will incur a lot of risk and danger for yourself. You might either lose money or actually literally incur physical injury or harm because you're just wishy-washy and not listening. So that hesitation is crippling. It's just gonna incur a lot of risk, unnecessary risk for yourself. Because this one is bad because you're kind of in this final stage of breakthrough. Now you take the softer approach at first. You should be able to more gearing towards the decisiveness. Like I try to be nice, it's not working. Now I'm gonna be really forceful with it. But this guy is doing the opposite. It's still kind of undecisive and have a very hesitant attitude. That's what's creating the harm. The 5th one is the leader of the cluster of 5 young lions trying to attack the top one, so it can kind of share its concentrated and hoarded resources and energy. But also this one has a risk of, because close proximity, I might be yearly influenced by this top inline as well. So this is a critical case of calling for decisiveness. If you want to uproot the weed, do it clearly, do it forcefully. Don't just do it kind of halfway, because you're just going to waste your energy. You'll come back in a week. So take a decisive approach, yet you're the leader, you want to be balanced. Attack the person with the right cause rather than for self-serving interest, and take an unbiased approach. By taking this balanced approach and decisive manner, you will be able to kind of see an immediate result and reward. Last but not least, this is a target that everybody is trying to remove and ask you to release your concentration of resources. So this is a very bad one, because you're being attacked. Eventually, you won't last long until it's a matter of time before you're taken over by other people, because you have a very isolated and self-centered approach. It's asking for doom, and even though you ask for help, nobody will help you. There's no rescue. So if you land on this one, it's a really bad one. The best thing I can share as an advice is, anytime we land on a really negative line, it's about learning from it. If you can survive from it, great. Learn from that temporary suffering so that you grow up wiser and smarter out of it. And in this case, it's about avoid that inner greed and try to distribute your wealth by donation, by helping other people, before it will get you in a more involuntary form. Like if you don't do it voluntarily yourself, some energy out there will make it happen in a very forced way. So the end result is you're losing it. Don't we rather just do it and give it out voluntarily on our own terms? But that takes a lot of learning before people can get there, be so giving. Right? It's a process. So that's kind of an explanation for the 43rd hexagram. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.